Because we're like Knuckles is like, oh.
Greetings, greetings, everybody. This is Morning Eggnog. My name is James Hunt. With me as always, Caleb.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody.
This is the sipping ASMR channel. So Caleb and I are back to our green screen. So be sure to be sure to.
I'm helping James. He just doesn't know it yet.
Be sure to send me some green screen suggestions because I just kind of type in stuff on Google and whatever shows up, I put it back there.
Yes, he does. So send us something interesting. If you're an artist, send us your work. We would love to post it for you.
Yes, you can get some
Street cred.
Yep, some street cred with Morning Eggnog fans.
Street cred for art.
Hey, just remember, do it for the credit.
The children.
Don't do it for the credit. Don't do it for the money.
Oh,
you're an artist. You shouldn't be paid money.
Yeah, that's.
Have you ever seen the? Anyways, there's lots of videos of Reddit comments of people trying to swindle artists out of their art because it's easy. All you gotta do is just draw.
Yeah, no.
I think my favorite one, it's the one that's been circulating for a long time, is somebody asked if they could crochet them a blanket, and then they gave them the dimensions, and then the kind of, not string, what is that? Yarn. The kind of yarn it is.
Yarn.
And it was like a queen-sized. It was a queen-sized.
Sorry. My morning voice is just entertaining me.
Anyways, they wanted this person to do it for like $10, and they're like,
what?
Because at Walmart, you can get a blanket for $10.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, go to Walmart. And they're like, but I want a handmade one. And they're like, it'll be $430.
Yeah.
Because I'm charging myself $2 an hour, and the yarn you requested is really expensive, and it's freaking huge.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm going to make it so nobody ever buys from you again. And they're like, I'm a nurse. This is something I do for fun. I don't even do commissions.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, some people need to be smacked.
I think it's a great.
See, artists is amazing. It's just so hard for me to pay for stuff, mainly because usually it's pretty expensive because they put a lot of time and effort and energy into it.
Well, because the thing is, like, my wife makes notebooks and they're relatively expensive, but she only charges like $2 for her labor an hour. Which is fair because it's art and you're not like doing hard labor.
Yeah.
But also it's only $2 an hour.
Yeah, which is not in America. That's not much.
No, not really.
No.
But that's enough about that rant.
Yeah, that's a good morning rant.
Good morning rant. Good morning with rants.
So James, the other day, I started looking for a particular book. It's called Jubilation Gap. It was one of my grandpa's favorite books of all time. Jubilation Gap. And basically the precepts is that this guy plants a field of turnips, 10 acres, because he gets swindled.
Yeah,
that's
what I do when I get swindled out of something. I plant some turnips.
Well, he got swindled in the seeds.
Oh.
It's a whole secondhand lion thing.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't supposed to get turnips.
Yeah, he was supposed to get a bunch of different other things, and
he just got turnips.
He just got turnips. And so basically, what happens is a guy comes along who makes vodka.
Turnip vodka, I have heard, is pretty good.
And that's there's a whole other there's a bunch of different things going on in this story. So there's a lot of different branches. But that's basically the gist of it.
That sounds like, just when life gives you lemons, plant them. And then
plant them lemons.
Plant them lemons.
Don't make lemonade, plant it. To bury it deep or it never can grow again. Anyways.
Sounds like my feelings.
All right. Anyway, so I started looking for this book. And first off, it's no longer in print because it wasn't a very popular book.
Oh. Nobody wants to hear about a vodka salesman.
Well, it's basically a Western. It's basically a Western is the gist. So there's a gang that stole money,
of course,
and they lost the package and all these different little off branches. And the main character plays bagpipes, and nobody's ever heard it before. So,
that is a weird thought. Like, if you heard bagpipes, you've never heard bagpipes before.
oh, like in the story, he's like, yeah, in the wintertime, I'll practice my pipes, and the cat goes running for somewhere where he can hide. Oh, and so there's a lot of really, like, we've gotten into the first chapter, and my wife and I have already started laughing because we're reading it together.
Oh my gosh.
And we've already started laughing. Anyways, so my wife, I'm looking for it, and I find it on, let's see. I find it on Amazon. You can get it for a Kindle for $20.
Cool.
On Kindle. To buy a copy,
expensive.
to buy a copy of the book is anywhere from $20 to $100 for a soft cover, because it's no longer in print. So it's now
it's a rare book.
So it's now become a rare book. So I started. I actually found it at our local library, and we got the book in, and I was super excited. And my wife went and picked it up, and she was like, "Hey, just out of curiosity, would you guys ever sell this book? It has some significance to my husband because it reminds him of his grandpa, and some really good memories we had." Yeah. And they were like, "Well, technically, no, we can't sell you the book, but if it comes up missing, if you misplace it, you can just pay the $4 fine."
It's only a $4 fine to steal from the library.
And she's like, "Well, I don't."
That doesn't sound morally
she's
right.
She's like, "What about, she's like, well, I don't really feel right about that." And they're like, "Oh, let's talk to the people." And she's like, "Can we ask the other library and see if we can buy it from them?" So they call up the other library, and they're like, "Would you ever be interested in selling?" It's like, "Well, we've had this book since 2003. It was donated. And it's been borrowed 6 times. And
in 17 years.
In 17 years. So it's not very popular. And she's like, so if it happens to come up missing.
Oh my gosh.
You could just pay the $4 fine for the missing book.
And we wouldn't be that sad.
So I'm like, dang, library, what do we got going on? We can't sell it to you, but if it turns up missing,
you can
just pay the $4 fine.
$4 fine. Well, the crazy thing is, my mom has lost a couple books.
Yeah.
Or she swears she's returned them. One time she was so confident she returned it, and that it was not in their system, and they couldn't find it. And then one day, my mom was at the library, went to the shelf she got it from, and it was there.
Yeah.
And they just didn't check it in. But my mom has also purchased books for the library because she was very sure she didn't return them. And I think she took a book on vacation once, and then she thinks she left it in the motel or something. And so she's like, well, buy him a new book.
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually purchased a few books for the library in our family because children.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. You have 3 children.
Got this pop-up book of dinosaurs. Basically, yeah, the T-Rex lost his head. Because it was like, and the girls are like, "Oh, that's awesome." Oh, no.
Yep. And you're like, duct tape's not going to fix that.
Duct tape ain't going to fix anything there.
Oh, my. Speaking of children, I have a Guinness World Book of Records.
Records.
I almost said raisins.
Guinness Book of Raisins. What would that be?
So the beginning of this is the most prolific mother ever, Mrs. Vasily Ivan. It's a Russian name.
Let's get this out.
That's the who, the what, 69 people. Nice. Where, Russia Federation.
Okay. Did you all catch that? Just say it again.
Russian, 69 people.
69 people.
The greatest officially recorded number of children born to one mother is 69. Nice. To the wife of another Russian person's name from 1707 to 1782, a peasant from Russia in 27...
Don't you just... What? You peasant.
She gave birth 27 times. She had 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets.
What? 4 sets of quadruplets?
Numerous I looked up this word last night, and I cannot remember how to pronounce it. Hang on.
Contemporaneous.
contemporaneous
Sounds pretentious.
sources exist which suggest that this seemingly improbable and statistically unlikely story is true, and she is a woman with the most children. I mean, this is in Guinness World Book of Records, which means they did their research. Like normally, you get one try. They're there to look at it. I don't think Guinness was, or at least the records part was around in 1782. But here we are.
Well, considering Guinness wasn't there.
No. Well, was it?
Because I think it's based out of Australia. Pretty sure that the Guinness is actually based out of Australia.
I can't remember. Anyways, the case was reported to Moscow by the Monastery of Nicholas on the 27th of February 1782, which had recorded every birth. It is noted that by this time only 2 of the children were born in the period. 1725 to 1765 failed to survive their infancy.
What?
That's so sad.
So basically, like 4 of them survived?
Yeah, in 82. They weren't alive in 82 once their father died. The Gentleman's Magazine, 1783, 53 and 7 whatever, recounts the original letter now before me, dated St. Petersburg, August 13th, 1782. This man, aged 75, a peasant, said to be now alive in this perfect health in the government of Moscow, had by his wife 4 times 4 equals 16, 7 times 3 equals 21, and 16 times 32. 27 births, 69 children by his wife. By his second wife, he had a second wife. 6 times 2, because this guy just likes having twins apparently. And then, so he had another 18 children.
Oh my goodness.
So all in all, 35 births, 87 children, of which 84 are living and only 3 buried above the relation. There's a lot more to this article, but oh my goodness. You were expecting your 4th child, which is exciting.
Yes, I'm expecting my 4th child.
You had 1 set of twins. Could you imagine if your wife had 13 twins?
No, I can't, and I don't want to.
Those kids, well, because back in the day, like you needed a lot of kids to work for you.
Well, I mean, I guess. Also, their birth control was not as...
And also, you're peasants, so you got nothing else to do.
Yeah, except work.
And then send your children to work as child labor. 69 peasant. Children. That is ridiculous.
I love the word peasant.
Peasant? Shut up, peasant.
Probably because it just has basically, except my brain just...
I like this word because...
Warcraft.
Right.
Except I think they were peons.
Yes, World of Warcraft was pretty exciting. And, I haven't played that in forever.
One thing I should have done when I played that was just make an army of peasants.
An army of peons to go kill people?
The peon army.
Until you get one boss that just goes boop.
Yeah, and all of them are dead.
All of them would be dead. Unfortunately, that's all I brought to the table today, Caleb.
No, I don't really have anything
Oh, no,
else.
neither do I.
We came really prepared today.
We were pretty tired. I'm still moving stuff. I just got my update on my house, I guess. I got the living room outlets done. There's now 8 outlets down there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, and then we just cleaned up this upstairs. This is the boys' room, or will eventually be the boys' room in like probably a year and a half.
The boys.
The boys.
It has to have a D. Duh.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys. So I'm working on my house, and so I haven't been looking at news articles or anything like that, unfortunately. But yeah.
Neither have I.
You're just tired all the time.
Pretty much. Fairly busy.
So I guess let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean, and subscribe. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube, because this is a little bit of work that I like putting into the podcast. So go watch our silly faces and leave a mean comment. or a nice one. So I think we put out pretty decent content. Anyways, have a wonderful morning, noon, or night.
See ya. I think we put out pretty decent content.
Yeah, we put out
Go watch our content. Where are you? Go watch our content.
I'm definitely the guy who's like, hey, go look at my podcast.
Nothing wrong with that.